Hello friends, we're going to be doing place value today. We're going to do an introduction to it, so we need to get another sticky note right here and write number sense on it. This is going to be on the back of your quadrilateral notes that you took with Mrs. Sirota. So I'm going to zoom in here and show you the page that you need to glue in. And there it is, place value. So today we're going to be talking about what is place value, what are the different places, and how does that number system work? This may be a little bit of a review for some of you, and some of you this might be new. So we want to all be on the same page. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to glue in that page that has number 1 on it. It should be in a different packet than the ones that you had for geometry. Okay? So the first thing we're going to take notice of is the decimal point. When we see a decimal point, we always say and. We don't say 102 because now if we say and, I'm thinking of a decimal. And then every 3 we separate with a comma. So I'm going to start here. This is going to be, I'm going to work backwards actually. We are going to have, this is the ones section with my ones place, my tens place, and my hundreds place. Then I have my thousands place, so this will be the thousands. This is 1,000 or just thousands place. This is the 10,000s place. And this is the 100,000s place. Okay. Then we have the millions. We have the 1 millions or the millions place. We have the 10 millions. Do you see a pattern? Ones, tens, hundreds. 10 million. We have the 100 million. Now after that, we're going to go to the billions. What do you think does it start with in the billions? Let's look at the pattern. What does the pattern say? So this is going to be the billions. This is the 10 billions. And the next one is, can you guess it? It is the 100 billions. If you said that, good job. Okay. So these are whole numbers. All of these are whole numbers. Okay? Then we get to the decimals. So these are all whole numbers. If it's on the left side of the decimal point, it is a whole number. If it is on the right side of the decimal point, it's part of a number. If we have both of them, we have a whole number and part of a number. Okay? Okay, so I'm not going to fill anything in here right now. I'm just going to go over to here. I'm not filling anything else out right here, but we will focus on the movement of place values. Okay, so as the place value moves to the left of the decimal, the value goes what times? So if I have 1 and I move it to the left one time, I now have 10. In order to get 1 to 10, I have to multiply it by 10, right? Right. In order to get from 10 to 100, I multiply it by 10. In order to get 100 to 1,000, I multiply it by 10. In order to get from 1,000 to 10,000, you multiply it by 10. So the further you go this way, the bigger your number gets. Okay? So it increases. I'm going to get a different pen here. This increases, which means gets bigger 10 times, which means this is times 10. This is the tens place. Okay? This is the ones place and the tens place. Okay? So as I get closer to the billions, my number gets bigger. Does that make sense? I start at a 1 and I want to move this way. It's going to be times 10 for each jump I go. Times 10, times 10, times 10, times 10, times 10. So if I had 110, 10, just 10, and I want to see how much bigger is 10,000 than 10, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. Okay? So it's 10 times 10, which is 100, times 10, which is 1,000. So this is 1,000 times bigger than 10. Let's try one more. If I have 10,000 and I want to say how many times bigger is 1,000,000 than 10,000, I'm going to see how many places I get to make it bigger. 1, 2. So I have 10 times 10 is 100. So 1,000,000 is 100 times bigger than 10,000. Let's try one more. I have ones and I want to go to 100,000. How much bigger is 100,000 than the ones? I have 10 times 10, 100. 100 times 10 is 1,000. 1,000 times 10 is 10,000. 10,000 times 10 is 100,000. So it is 100,000 times bigger than the ones. So that's what this is about right here. Increase means to make larger. Then, if we're moving to the right, we're moving the other direction here, then what we want to do is make it smaller. So if I'm moving my tens to the ones, I'm not multiplying it by 10 now, I'm dividing it by 10. If I'm going 100 and I want to go to ones, I'm going to divide it by 1, 2, so 10. I'm going to divide it by 100. Or I can multiply it by 1/10. Now let me tell you why. 1/10, multiplying something by 1/10 is the same as dividing it by 10. Okay? Same thing. So if it moves to the right, I'm multiplying it by 1/10. So it would be, actually, let's fill in these decimal points. These are the decimals. actually want to do that orange. All right, the decimals, now they start a little bit backwards. There's not a 1/10ths place. It starts at tenths. Add 10 and a th. Then we have hundredths. And then we have thousandths. So the further we get away this direction, away from the decimal point, the smaller the number gets, okay? So if I am going from a hundredths to a tenth, I am going 1/10. 1/10 times 1/10 is 100th. 1/10 by 100th is 1,000th. So it's 1,000th. Tenth is 1,000th of 100. So let's do some examples with, actually let's write, okay, so this is times 10. This will be times 10. This will be times 10. It's also written like this. One-tenth is the same as 1/10. This is 100th is the same as 1 over 100. This is 1,000th, which is the same as 1 over 1,000. So we're going to do some examples on finding the value of a number that is in each of these places. How to find the value. Like if I have a 4 in the tens place, how do I find the value of that? And Mrs. Sirota is going to help us with that on the next page.